In today's video, I am going to be breaking down Jordan Poole and what he does in the NBA that you can do as well so that you can be a killer scorer and deadly offensive player. So let's get down and let's check out Jordan Poole. Really quickly, make sure to go check out my shooting workout that is down in the description below so that you can shoot the ball from further away. Okay, so check out this first play that we see right here. And when he's passing and cutting to the rim, watch what he is able to do. As soon as he receives that pass back, he takes that one dribble. Then he lands on 2 feet. This gives him a lot of different options. And what he does is he does a quick step through and he reaches out for that layup. Now, while there's a lot of coaches that say you always need to practice overhand layups, these are the types of layups you need to practice also. These underhand layups, scoop shots I like to call them, are very useful because that is what about maybe 75 to 80% of your layups are really going to be. What he does here, I really like to see too. So he originally attacked and now he's pulling himself back. He's created a gap between himself and his defender. At this time, he takes very few dribbles. He does a quick crossover through his legs and then he pushes off towards that right side, or pushes off his right foot towards that left side. The reason why he does that is because usually you always want to attack that top foot. So this gets that defender reaching in. This step back creates the gap that he needs to be able to get his shot off. Meanwhile, the defender's arms are down, so this allows Jordan Poole to get up into his shot, and he's got a really nice one-motion shot, and he's got a lot of strength from that three-point line and deeper than that too. So if you want to be like Jordan Poole, just make sure to check out the link down below to be able to shoot better and from further away. This next play I really like to see as well, and you can really copy this too. So what he does is he comes off of a staggered screen. His defender is going to follow him over top. He's not going underneath. Generally speaking, in my opinion, yes, while Jordan Poole can pull up shots from deep from back here because he's got a lot of strength in his shot, usually you would want to see, at least at the youth level, this man going underneath the screens because this is farther than most players can shoot at that age. But in the NBA, he can shoot from here, but it's, in my opinion, a pretty low percentage. So if he was to go under and then over and split this staggered, he would actually have a better potential on keeping up with Jordan Poole. But instead he goes over top, which then puts him essentially in jail behind Jordan Poole. This now puts that drop defender in a little bit of a situation. So now this man has to guard Jordan Poole or else he has a wide open lane to the basket. Puts him into a situation because now he needs to cut off because it's a wide open lane, but technically speaking he shouldn't, and he needs to stay with the corner man, which then puts him into a situation because he's way out of position and he has to worry about him on this side. In reality, he needs to drop, he needs to move out, he needs to get here, and this guy just needs to cut off the drive until Jordan Poole's defender, catches up. But that's not exactly what happens, and Jordan Poole is able to attack both of these players. He has the open pass here. This guy could have been cutting baseline. There's a lot of different options as to what didn't happen here that should have happened, which is probably why Washington lost so many games. However, he is able to then go up with his one-leg floater, one-hand floater, and it was nice. It was beautiful. However, it would have been nicer if the corner man got it, who was absolutely wide open, and he could have also been cutting baseline. There was a lot of different options here, but Jordan Poole made the shot, so I'm not going to ding him all that badly. For Jordan Poole, he seems to get a ton of screens up top, and that's exactly what happened here. His man actually follows him over here as well, which is actually technically a good decision in a way, because going under, Jordan Poole would have just been pulling up from super deep. But either way, actually, he did go underneath, and this technically at the youth level would be a moving screen. I was thinking of a different clip. However, by going underneath, you need to pull for the shot. That's something that has to happen right away, and that's exactly what Jordan Poole does. So if your man goes underneath the screen, you need to pull for the shot. Usually if you go over top, if the defender goes over top, you want to cut to the basket. But either way, Jordan Poole pulled for that three. He was also able to make this shot as well. Okay, so watch Jordan Poole right here. This is actually a very good move that you can do, especially if you are a FIBA player, if you are in basically any country but the USA. This is something that you need to know how to do, and that is to catch the ball on 2 feet. Personally, I would prefer it wider, but either way, he catches on 2 feet. This gives him the option to go either left or right. It don't matter. But he does a quick shot fake and low rip. That low rip is extremely important. This is 100% a FIBA move. What makes this not a FIBA move is how he takes that dribble. So what I mean by that is we're going to have to zoom in just a little bit. He catches this ball. He gets on 2 feet. At this time, this is now his pivot foot because he has moved this foot here. Under FIBA rules, which is the entire world except for the USA and the NBA, low rip is fine. However, he needs to be able to get that ball touching the ground before that foot leaves the floor. Now, depending on the referee, under FIBA rules, as long as your hand is over the ball and you have started your dribble, this back foot can leave. However, many referees under FIBA at the higher levels, I'm not talking youth, but professional level as well as international level, need that ball to touch the ground before that foot leaves the ground. It all comes down to the interpretation of the rule. I hate the travel rule with a passion because every referee seems to have a different rule behind it. However, I will say AAU rules, this is 100% a travel and will be called probably 95% of the time unless you do it fast enough. However, that overall is a fantastic move. This quick sidestep is really nice. I would have preferred him to keep his shoulders square the entire time so that he has options to go left or right off of this sidestep if he kept his dribble alive. But either way, he was able to get this shot off and he was able to make it as well. This is another clip that I really like to see too. He attacks really hard as soon as this defender has his shoulders facing away from Jordan Poole. He does something very good, and that is he does a quick snatch back and step back. This has created a massive gap. This defender jumping means absolutely zero to Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole practices his shot so much, he knows exactly how long it's going to take for him to be able to get this shot off with this kind of a gap. This is not a rushed shot at all, and he's going to make that a lot of the time. Remember, if you're a three-point shooter, let's say you want to be a consistent, good three-point shooter, you need to hit open shots well over 60% of the time. If possible, to be actually a really good shooter in game, if you're shooting like on a shooting machine, you need to be at around 70% from 3. Now, this is something, again, they set a lot of screens for Jordan Poole, whether it be off-ball or on-ball screens, they set a lot of them. And here, this screen is set on the wing, he's coming from the corner, and something that a lot of players don't tend to do is they don't tend to attack the middle of the floor as much as they should. And here he attacks the middle of the floor, one dribble, and he's looking at this man the entire time he's rolling to the basket, which gives him the opportunity to have both of these defenders not necessarily guarding him as tightly as they should. They're worried about him passing to that roll man, but instead he's able to go up with that floater as we see right here. So make sure to go check out my shooting workout that is down in the description below to help you shoot the ball from further away. Anyways, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again in my next video.